Okay, let's move again. Today we're just going to start on our hands and feet. So coming from all fours, tugging the toes, lifting up into hands and feet. Hands as wide as the mat, feet as wide as the mat or as wide as your hips, whatever feels right. Nice big bend into the knees, paws connected, like you're hugging the ground with your feet, like you get a little squeeze with the toes. And then paws press down and out, root the hips back and wide, maintain a gentle bend in the back of the knee, and just feel your butt widen as you press the paw down and outward. The knees resist externally, but not wide like this. They kind of just hug outwards energetically, and the knees stay in alignment with the ankles. Press down the mat, hold the fullness in the back of the heart. Yeah, so this is a strong place to be. And then begin to shift your knees side to side, shifting the hips side to side. Knee knocks to the center, hold the fullness of the heart. Just noticing how the body moves as you shift side to side. Okay. Externally rotate your right hand, toes and knees, twist to the left. Sit the hips towards the heel, rise into your left side. Hips root back and wide, soften the belly, lift the chin, big rise. Okay, take one more big stretch, open up, maybe extending the arm long, pulse into it, lengthen. And then taking the hand back down to the mat, we're just gonna lower the right hip down, keep the hip rooting back so the hips land behind the heart. Here we land the left fingertips forward or just towards the left side of the mat. And we're just going to pulse here in the seated side twist, just feeling the extension in the left side of the body. Compress down the ground, rise into the left ribs. We notice this natural cascading energy of the right ear to right shoulder as we press down the ground, lift into the ribs. I'm sort of squirming around here. Feels good to me. You can explore. It's almost like I shift back and forth on the side of my hip or my butt here. Notice to hold the fullness of the rib cage. So what does that feel like? Can we hold the integrity of all sides of the rib cage, exploring and widening into its potential? Lift the chin, open the throat. Okay, and then we'll take this left foot, carry it forward, place it in front of the thigh, and continue to pulse, And so you kind of like extend the knee away from you, keep the toes connected, and just press down and back. Down and back. Okay. Walk your hands up just a little bit. Here you can catch your left hand behind your thigh. And so we're just gonna work extension of the leg. So it's gonna look like that. Sorry, I think maybe we keep that leg arm long. So it can kind of look like this. The hips stay behind the heart, the belly stays long. You wanna think about picking up underneath these ribs. So there might be a tendency to kind of like flat fall like that. Wanna hold the integrity, this lifted quality underneath of the ribs. You can pulse like this. If you have space, hug the knee in, take your hand to your foot, and just gentle pulses, lengthening, holding the lightness underneath the right ribs, lift up the chin, open up. If your wrist is saying no, you can just lower down onto the forearm. Okay. Replace that foot just back where not in front of the thigh. Take both hands back forward and twist back up into hands and feet. Pulse forward and back, hips root back wide and up, and then the heart pulls forward. Hips root back wide and up, and the heart pulls forward. Hips root back wide and up, heart pulls forward. Keep pressing the mat away. Hold the fullness in the back. Okay, externally rotate your left hand, toes and knees twist to the right. Sit the hips towards the heel, rise up high into your right side. Chin is lifted, throat is open, just peeling it open. Take a big stretch, reach your right arm forward in long length and then open. Take one more pulse into it, reach. And then keeping the hips pulling back towards the left side, lower your hip down to the mat. We call this seated side twist, and so we just kind of land here and then explore. And there is these actions that can happen where we use the left hand to push the ground away and rise up into the right ribs. The right fingertips can just hold lightness, a spaciousness to expand. Kind of like easeling back and forth on the hip. Moving and exploring the potential of the ribs. Almost like little washing in and out. Yeah, you can place your little right foot forward of the left thigh. Keeping the same action alive, we just gently begin to resist the knee away from us. Keep your right toes connected and just paw the ground, digging it down as you resist the knee away from you. Hey. You can take your hand behind your thigh. This would be the first variation, and just holding an energetic lifted quality underneath the left ribs, begin to extend your leg out and back and out and back. And if you have more space in your hamstring, more flexibility, or you want to go a little deeper, you can take your knee, hug it in, catch the hand to the foot, little paw action, and just begin to extend out. Keeping a micro bend in the knee so that we're not fully extending into that hyperextension of the hamstring. Just want to hold the integrity and engagement as we pulse into this length. Lift the chin, open the throat, hips behind the heart, belly is long, and holding this integrity underneath the left rib. So this energetic rising versus collapsing. Yes. Okay, place your foot back just forward of your knee, kind of where it started from. 2 hands back forward, and we will twist back up, hands and feet. Little bends and extends here, root back, and then pulse the ribs forward. Okay. Step wide, step wide. Take a deep bend into the knees, root the hips way back, slide the hands back. Check this out. We want to keep the hips rooting back, pause, press down and out to the side to keep connected into the butt. And then we lift up with an open belly, reach your arms forward. So instead of like rolling into that tendency of the tucked tailbone like so, we want to keep the butt wide, activated, pause, pressing down and out to the side, and lifting up with that open belly so that the back is strong and the alignment is supported. Take your hands to the tops of the thighs and just glide your legs side to side. Deep squat, butt back and wide. Pause, press down and out to the side. Connect into your bum. Hand plant down to the ground. Push the ground away and take the heart forward. Deep bend into the knees. Take a hop. Land light. Eyes look forward. Heart comes forward. Take a big bend into the knees. Big hop. Open belly. We'll do that one more time. Press down the mat, broaden into the back. Eyes stay looking forward. Big hop. Land back into hands and feet. Little shift of your hips side to side. Make it sweet. Okay, externally rotate your right hand, toes and knees twist to the left. Hips root, rise into the ribs. Okay, lower your right hip down. Extend your right arm long. Lying onto the side, let your left knee fall forward of the right knee. And then press your arms forward of your heart and spiral the heart open. It might be too much for the left shoulder to just like hang here. So it's nice to take this left hand into fingertips that land above the head, so the elbows up to the sky. And the right hand can catch the outside edge of your left thigh. You can also take the hand to the top of the thigh and press the knee up into your hand, and this will sort of tone into the belly, so that as the knee moves up, the hips move back and the belly gets toned. Okay, extend your right arm back long to the top of the mat. Roll, 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 so that two forearms can come forward. The elbows land just ahead of the shoulders, and the forearms can push down the mat to fill into the back of the heart. Want to feel that protraction of the shoulder blades, the expansion in the back. The elbows can just gently drag towards your hips, so that the sensation is the hips are rooting back and the heart is pulling forward. Searching this gentle length in the belly. The legs just stay as they are. Chin is lifted, throat is open. Keep the energetic pressing down of the forearms into the ground. Okay, and plant your hands, two hands forward. Tuck your left toes so that you can pick yourself up into hands and feet. Little pedal of the heels. Okay, externally rotate the left hand, toes and knees twist right, hips root, rise the ribs. Lower your left hip down. Extend your left arm long to the top right corner of the mat. Let your right knee fall forward of the left. Shimmy the hips back just a little bit. Press your arms forward from your heart, and then just begin to shine your heart towards the sky. It might be okay for you to just have your arms wide, but a lot of us might have a little tension in our shoulder or in our flexor there. So fingertips above the head, elbow to the sky feels really nice. And the left hand can just land on top of the right thigh. It's a little twisted with a bind here. You can also do what we kind of played with on the other side. We're taking the top of the hand to the top of the thigh, I should say, and just pressing the knee forward into your hand. Give it a little resistance, and this will feel like you move the hips back and lengthen into the belly. Less is more, just gentle. Lift the chin, open the throat. Okay, and then twisting back through center. to forearms forward. Legs can stay as they are. The elbows land just ahead of the shoulders. Forearms push down the mat to broaden the back, lift up the chin. There can be this like gentle tug of war, kind of like the elbows drag towards the hips to move the ribs forward as the hips pull back. Okay. Hands plant to the mat. Tuck your toes to lift up. Couple of pulses here. And then lower your knees. That's all she wrote.